Hi, I'm Manny Fitzsimmons. I'm your Washington Realtors Legal Hotline lawyer. I want to talk to you today about the revised Form 41, the Form 41 with a revision date effective August 2024. That revised Form 41 must be used to replace existing active Forms 41. The Buyer Brokerage Services Agreement. Form 41 is the Buyer Brokerage Services Agreement. Within the industry, we refer to it as the BBSA. And in this video, I will no doubt use that acronym because I can't help myself. Many of you were already in an active BBSA with a buyer who is actively seeking property to purchase. If you have a BBSA in place with a buyer who is actively seeking property to purchase, you need to replace that BBSA if it has a revision date prior to August 2024. If your BBSA has a revision date of August 2024, you do not have to replace it. If it has a revision date prior to August 2024, you need to replace it if your buyer is still actively looking for property. If your buyer is already in a pending transaction, you don't need to replace the BBSA unless that sale fails and your buyer starts to look for property again. Why do you have to replace it? Under the revised NAR requirements, Realtor members are prohibited from filtering listings and are prohibited from accepting any compensation greater than the amount that was agreed in the boilerplate language, or I'm sorry, in the agreed provisions of the BBSA. The problem with the BBSA that with a revision date prior to August 2024, although it complied with requirements then, it no longer complies with the revised requirements because the old BBSA allows filtering of listings. And even if you checked the box in the old BBSA for any overage compensation to be paid to the benefit of buyer, to be credited to buyer, there's boilerplate language even in that credit paragraph that says, but if the lender won't allow it, then it gets paid to the buyer brokerage firm. That's no longer allowed. So if you have a Form 41 with a revision date prior to August of 2024 for a buyer who is still actively seeking property, you need to replace it with the Form 41 revision date of August 24th. If you have questions on this topic or any other, please send a question to me by visiting warealtor.org. Thank you for being a Washington Realtors member.